there, it's Darcy Sullivan from the Clinic Marketing Podcast and Propel Marketing and Design. Before we dive into today's episode, I'd like to take this opportunity to invite you to a brand new, limited time, on-demand webinar called How to Dominate Google Search, Google Maps, and AI-driven search results. This is designed just for clinics. In just 1 hour, you'll get a roadmap for boosting your online visibility, making sure people near you find your clinic first, all without paying for ads. You'll also walk away with a free patient-centered SEO action plan. If you've ever felt buried in the Google results or puzzled about how to rank higher for your targeted keywords, this webinar is for you. Register now by visiting propelyourcompany.com/learn or grab the link in the show notes. Hello and welcome to the Clinic Marketing Podcast. This is Darcy Sullivan from Propel Marketing and Design. Today we're going to talk about something that is creating a lot of confusion in marketing right now: AI. More specifically, how different generations are using and trusting AI tools when they search for information online. Because when people talk about AI replacing Google, they often assume everyone is using it the same way. But that is not what the data shows. There is actually a huge gap between how different age groups use AI tools, how much they trust them, and how they use them when researching businesses and healthcare providers. And if you run a clinic, understanding this difference can help you make smarter decisions about your SEO, your website content, and where you should focus your marketing. So today we are going to walk through 3 things. First, how different generations are using AI tools. Second, how much they trust the information they get from AI. And third, what this means for how patients discover and choose clinics online. Let's talk about the AI generation gap. Let's start with something that surprises a lot of business owners. AI usage is not evenly distributed across age groups. Younger audiences are far more likely to use AI tools regularly. People in their 20s and early 30s are experimenting with tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, and other AI assistants much more frequently than older generations. They are comfortable asking conversational questions, exploring ideas, and using AI as part of their everyday research process. But as you move into older age groups, the behavior changes. People in their 40s, 50s, and 60s still rely heavily on traditional search engines like Google. They type in a question. They scan the search results. They read websites. And they often look at reviews and business listings before making a decision. For healthcare businesses, this matters a lot because many patients fall into those older demographics. Someone searching for a chiropractor, physical therapist, acupuncturist, or other healthcare provider is often in their 30s, 40s, 50s, or older. So even though AI is growing quickly, it does not mean your patients have stopped using Google. In many cases, they have not even started using AI tools yet. Trust in AI is also generational. The second important factor is trust. Younger audiences tend to trust AI-generated answers more readily. They see AI as a tool that can summarize information quickly and give them fast answers. Older generations tend to be more skeptical. They are more likely to question where the information came from and whether it is accurate. When it comes to healthcare decisions, that skepticism becomes even stronger. People are naturally cautious when researching symptoms, treatments, or medical advice. Many patients still prefer to read information from trusted websites, medical providers, or recognized organizations rather than relying only on AI summaries. This means that even when someone uses AI to ask a question about a health issue, they often still turn to Google afterward to verify what they learned. For example, they may search for chiropractor near me, best physical therapy clinic in my area, or acupuncture clinic reviews. So AI may start the research process, but Google is still where people go to evaluate and choose a provider. Different generations search for healthcare differently. Let's break down how this typically plays out across different age groups. Younger adults may start by asking an AI tool something like, what helps with lower back pain? Do chiropractors help with headaches? Is acupuncture good for stress? They are gathering information and trying to understand their options. After that, many of them still move to Google to find a local provider. Middle-aged adults are more likely to start directly in Google. They search for symptoms, treatments, or local providers. They read websites, compare clinics, and look closely at reviews. Older adults rely even more heavily on Google and referrals. They often search for providers in Google Maps, read patient reviews, and visit the clinic's website before making a decision. Across all of these groups, one thing remains consistent. When it is time to choose a clinic, people still want to see real businesses, real reviews, and real websites. And that is where traditional search still dominates. So what does this mean for your clinic's marketing strategy? First, Google Search and Google Maps are still critical. Even with the rise of AI tools, most patients still discover and evaluate clinics through traditional search. Your Google business profile, your reviews, and your local rankings still matter enormously. Second, educational website content is becoming even more important. AI tools often rely on high-quality web content when generating answers. So when your website clearly explains the conditions you treat and the services you offer, it increases the chances that both search engines and AI systems recognize your clinic as a trusted source. This includes things like service pages, condition pages, frequently asked questions, and helpful blog content. Third, trust signals matter more than ever. Reviews, accurate business information, and clear expertise on your website help both people and search systems determine whether your clinic is credible. Remember, healthcare decisions involve trust. Patients want to know they are choosing a provider who is knowledgeable, experienced, and reliable. The big takeaway here is that AI is changing how people research information, but it is not replacing traditional search. Instead, we are seeing a mix of behaviors. Younger audiences are experimenting with AI tools and using them for early research. Older audiences still rely heavily on Google. And across all generations, when it is time to actually choose a clinic, people still want to see listings, websites, reviews, and maps. So the clinics that will perform best online are the ones that focus on both. Strong local SEO, clear educational content, and a trustworthy online presence that helps patients feel confident choosing your clinic. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with another clinic owner who might benefit from it. And if you enjoy the show, leaving a quick review for the Clinic Marketing Podcast helps more clinics discover these strategies. Thanks for listening.